Hello, welcome back to another episode. Steve Actually Does Something. It's that time of year again. Time for me to, we get these nice spring days. You get a nice 60-degree day, and then you get a couple 40-degree days, and then another couple days at 60 degrees. So I like to get out when I can. And from now, about the 1st of March, middle of March till Thanksgiving, is real busy down here on the corner. I'm all the time doing something. But usually this time of year, when we get these nice spring days, I get out in it and I just get my fishing gear ready for this year. And I figured I'd show you what all I fool with. This is something I've had for a long time. It's just an old, we call it a brim buster. It's just like an old cane pole, but it extends out. It telescopes out. It's got a little tip down here on the end that you can I just hooked a swivel to it and tied a line on the end of it there. It's got a nice little little clips down here that you can wrap your line around. So I haven't used this in a few years, but normally if I get can find me a pond somewhere or something, I'll stretch her out and just let her lay out yonder. This is going to be crucial later on in the video. Y'all remember that? Then I got, I ain't got nothing but cheap stuff, Kmart specials. Used to get them at Rose's, you know, like 10 bucks or some bull. This here's just old, I think this is a Garcia. It's actually wore off the shaft here. I've had it for a long time. But it's just I don't know, about a 6-foot pole. That's about all I like. I don't like them long ones. I ain't really worried about shit throwing it across the river. Even got the same reel on it that it come with. And I carry this in here a lot, and I use this in here just about constantly. Keep about, I don't know, about 10, 15 pound test on it, something like that. In case I get it hooked up with a big one, which I rarely do. I catch a lot of little bitty ones, probably, I don't know, 5-6 pounds or less. And this is another one too. This here's what the heck is this one here? This is South Bend. I like South Bend because it's cheap. Oh, it's got the reel on it too. It comes with SR 100 looks like. And I like these open face reels. I don't care much at all for a bait caster. I hated them when I was a kid. I don't care for them a bit now. And I could use one of them spin cast wheels, but I prefer the open face. I always have, and that's what I'm going to stick with. And, I used to take this one along with that other one I had, that Garcia one, and that's one I take with me all the time. Then I got this one here. This here's mine. I found this one. No, this is mine. This is the one I bought. I actually bought it with a Zebco 808 reel on it, but it's give out on me. And I've had it for years. Bought it when the kids were little. I bought all these poles when the kids were little, or before they were born even. But it's got a busted tip on it. I need to get me a tip and put a tip on there this year. And what it is, I had it in my pickup, in the back of my pickup, and had a lawnmower on it too. And the lawnmower rolled over and busted that daggone tip off of there. Once in a while, I'll take this with me if I really want to go get a bigger fish, because I usually get a 20-pound line on here. But this one here is only like 5.5 foot, and I found this one in the river when I was down there fishing one time. To come up with it, here's what had that pin reel on. See, that's old pin open face reel. I really don't care for it, but it works good. But that's the pole I used to have this 808 on. But since it give out on me, I just mounted on this pole here. But this in here I fished up out the river one time. It's the same thing. It's one of them cheap Ocean Mariner poles. You get like 20 bucks somewhere. But it's only about 5.5 foot. I need to get me a couple of decent reels. and I like to get open face if I can get them. But I left it in the. This year had that pin reel on it, and I left it up at the office there in case somebody claimed it for about a month. Nobody claimed it, so they called me to come back and get it. So I was tickled to death over that. Then I got this one. It's another South Bend. It's a saltwater rod and reel, 2-piecer, and this is a open face reel I got. The reel it come from, or this is a Baitcaster reel I got. The open face reel it come with it, I got in a box over there. It's shredded on the inside on me, so it just come with a cheap reel on it. But this one here come from a buddy of mine. He passed here, geez, probably 4 years ago. He's originally from Denmark. He was there when the Germans invaded back during the Second World War. But the next 2 rods I got are from him actually. I think his son gave it to my little lady across town. Give them to her because she was high school friends with his wife. And he used to come back here a couple times a year and visit after she died, and I got to know him, and she ended up passing him on to me. But that was one of his open face reels. I think it's a German brand. No, it was made in Sweden actually. But he was a cabinet maker by trade. He did good woodwork. But I usually take this like when we go to the beach. It folds up and go in the car, and I can take it down to the pier, stuff like that. And usually when I go to the pier down at Smithfield, what the heck is that place called? I can't remember now. Used to be, one time it was considered the Chesapeake Bay Bridge fishing pier, I believe. It used to be considered the longest fishing pier on the East Coast because it's actually a highway bridge that went across the river. But they tore it down and built a new one, but they left a huge section of it. So it's real wide, it's just like a road. And I ain't been there in a couple of years. Me and the boy used to go all the time. And been down there with some guys from work a few times, catch a bunch of croakers and spot and stuff like that. Then I got these 2. These were the ones left my buddy had when he died. And they're pretty much set up exact same way he had them. This is a Newell ball bearing open face reel, Baitcaster. It's old Fenwick rods, man. 8-10 foot long. Yeah, this one here's 8 foot. And he used to go deep sea fishing a lot. Him and his buddies. They would meet once every week. They'd go out on a head boat and with the guys. And these are the rods he used. I hadn't used these yet. But they're all 3 sections. I got 2 more sections to them. And I might take these when I go down to the piers. Or I might charter another boat. Me and a bunch of guys from work went out on a boat one year. Went down to Cape Hatteras and went out. Caught some tuna. I call it tuna. We caught a bunch of dolphin and stuff. But we spent all day out there. Had a good time. This is another Fenwick. I mean, he was the top of the line back in the day, but now that nobody really wants them or anything. But they work good. This in here is a Calcutta Baitcaster. This is a nice one. But I'll probably leave the reels on them just because they come from him when I do use them. But I ain't a fan of those, never have been. But they used to go out about once or twice a month and catch a head boat out. But me and them boys at work, man, we had a good time down there. I hadn't been to Hatteras fishing in a long time. Used to, we'd go down to Nags Head area at least once a year and go fishing. But I remember going down there over the weekend with Dad. He had an old truck camper. We'd go down there and park down there at the pier or the ocean there and sleep in that camper and go fishing there night and day just about, and had a good time. And then I got me an old fly rod. I got this from Rose's for like $10 a blade. It's 8 foot. I got into fly fishing a little bit when the kids were little. I never did a whole lot of it. Caught a couple little brim and stuff on it. We don't really have nowhere around here that you can fish with a fly rod. You need back area, back room for it when you do your back cast. And most of our places are so wooded alongside the bank here. And, so I never did a whole lot with it, but I enjoyed it. I just wanted to learn how to fish with it, to use it, because it looks so cool and poetic when you see them guys that know what they're doing do it the way they do that. And if you get a picture from the top, watch that line trace itself like that. I mean, it's pretty. It's more of an art form than an actual fishing to me, and that's why I took it up. But this here works good. All of them do, I believe, except that one without the tip. And it has the bad reel on it too. But I enjoy this one. And that leads me to my latest and greatest. This is a Tenkara rod. It's actually a Japanese form of fly rod, or a Western fly rod. It's a telescoping rod. I think this in here is about 12 foot. So I enjoy this. I don't know what I'm doing with it. I spent last fall and been out here practicing with it, trying to get used to the technique to cast it. And I could use some old fly rod back in the line to cast with it. Well, you can tell how big it is. But it's not much different than that old brim buster I use. What it reminds me of. You got to cast it about the same way. It's similar to fly rod casting too. You wear it back like that, but this here you just have to do like this here. If you only use about 10-12 foot line on it. And I'm excited, really excited for this one, because I want to try to catch some fish on this. That's the reason I want to get that, what do you call it, that fishing kayak. That way I can drift down the shorelines, catch some perch or whatever. So I'm probably going to be fishing a lot more this summer, because I want to try to catch something on this. I'm really excited about this. That way when I get out there in that kayak, see, I can fish towards the shore instead of away from the shore. Then ain't got to worry about the back room area there. So, but a viewer sent this to me. He sent me a whole box of mess, man. Probably the nicest thing I ever got from anybody, but I ain't gonna lie to you. This is sweet. And I'm excited as heck to try to get to use it. Sent me a bunch of flies, home tied flies, hand tied. He did them himself. Some line to go on it. Bunch of stickers. Down there in Goose Creek, South Carolina is where he's from. I sure do appreciate it, boss. Normally I don't tell people when I usually keep things between me and whoever it is, you know. But first time when I come home, I was gone when it showed up. My wife brought it in the box. She said, "Steve, what did you order?" I said, "Baby, I didn't order nothing." She said, "Well, there's a box in it delivered to you." I said, "Well, I ain't opening it. I didn't order squat." I was scared to open it. I didn't know what the heck it was. Finally heard my daughter opened it. And they said, "Man, look at that. Daddy's getting some swag." But man, I was tickled to death. But so we'll see. I'm gonna be doing a lot more fishing. That's the reason I got that harness for my camera too. And some so you can actually see something instead of just the aftermath. But anyways, I'm out here fooling with this stuff today. And need to get some line. Need a few more sinkers. I think I'm good on hooks. So, but anyways, y'all take care of yourselves, man. Just showing you around a little bit, goofing off more than any daggone thing, to be honest with you. Y'all take care. And I don't know when this is gonna air, but y'all make it a nice week or weekend. And we'll talk to y'all later.